You're watching the number one podcast in the whole entire interesting community, and I'm your host, Hanzo.
And I'm your other host, John Paul Black.
Together we are
Raw
Break. How's every single one of you, family? Welcome to the AEW Dynamite review. A show that was constantly good up until this point. You know, probably out of all the shows that we've seen in the last, 3-4 months, this has been the weakest Dynamite. Not because of the name value, but what the players had to do was not good. We had a return, but it didn't actually mean a lot. I think that a lot of people wanted this guy to return because the best friends will not be completed without him. But aside of that, even the feud with Hangman Page and Bryan Danielson doesn't feel as legit. What do you think, Paul? Because I think Tony Khan in this one, it was a bad show. We gotta say it wasn't good.
No, I mean, I said it to, I texted you during the show. I said Tony Khan shit the bed. I mean, the only thing to me that was legit about this show was maybe a 30-second to a minute-long promo by FTR.
Yeah.
About the Lucha Bros. Other than that, I mean, this show was not good. And, you had CM Punk opening the show. And you think, well, how could that not be good? And he found a way. But we'll get into it. But no, not a very good show.
Exactly. So we're gonna start dissecting everything, family. Thank you so very much for being with us. Thank you for the love and support that you're giving us. All the time. We really love you. We really appreciate you, especially for the NXT review right here. We thank you, Johnny Gargano, because he's leaving NXT. It seems most likely that when his contract expires in a few weeks, he's gonna be done. Same thing for Kyle O'Reilly. So we had a really great review on this, just because it seemed like he was gonna go. He might just stay there for one more match. But aside of that, a lot of people just saying, hey, thank you, Johnny, because he was the founding father of NXT.
Yeah, I mean, it was a episode where it had a great, ending. We said it wasn't very good getting us there, but it had a great ending, and then we saw Grayson Waller of all people have to ruin it, and again, that's just a prime example of what Vince McMahon has done to NXT. Something, okay, we get into, and then he comes in at the end and just add that.
And the slap is don't be getting behind it. So absolutely right. Family, thank you one more time again. So you said, Paul, is this from Long Island, New York? So that's why they had CM Punk up in the show, but they had MJF's music starting it. So he comes out and he taunts the crowd for the whole time of the promo, talking crap about them, and is like, why is your hero, this bullshit? Is this guy they gotta use guys to pour and all of that? CM Punk was just completely just talking trash about the people from Long Island, and I didn't like it. I don't know. It just felt more like a heel promo about his baby face. So that's why I was okay, what's going on here? But and of course he had the shirt with the founding fathers of AEW, and Britt Baker was right there because there's a big controversy on this. Remember CM Punk saying that she's really instrumental in AEW. That pissed off MJF, and now Adam Cole even said that he's going to punch MJF in the face. So what do you think, Paul? I mean, I didn't like this at all because the feud is supposed to be between the two of them, but not just adding Britt Baker. I don't know. I'm not happy with how they handled this.
The promo that they had last week, that should have been in Long Island. That shouldn't have been in Atlanta, Georgia. That shouldn't have been in neutral ground. That should have been in Long Island or something and had these war of words. This was so awful. I don't know what this was from CM Punk. It 3 times he had to bring up the hockey team, because Punk's a mark for hockey. So
yeah, he loves hockey, yes.
Yeah, so it's but no, I don't care about that. To me, a sports team reference is the most bullshit thing I want to hear a wrestler taunt about. No, cut a promo on the guy who you're here to wrestle. Like you said, he spent this taunting the crowd. Oh, I respect you, but then he called them a bunch of idiots, and he's like, I don't respect you, and it's well, which one is it? And no, this was all over the place. This was awful. I don't, and Punk is normally so good. You feel like you tell him to cut a promo on anything, and he could do it, but no, this just didn't do it for me. I'm sure some people liked it. I'm sure this is the first thing Punk has done since returning that people are going to be split. I'm sure some people are going to say,
yeah, it's not going to be.
And I'm sure some people are going to say that was the absolute shit.
No, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it was as good as it could have been. And we have now the Diamond Battle Royal. So MJF came out, and I mean, hometown hero right there. Like he was like that was his hometown. So like he was actually, the biggest baby face right there. Everybody loved MJF. He enjoyed it, and I mean, rightfully so. It is probably the only place in the whole entire world that he's not going to feel heel. But I mean, that was okay. And then the Battle Royal, like I didn't like just how Jay Lethal was eliminated by Matt Hardy. We had some good stare-downs.
That was bullshit.
And yeah, like Jay Lethal is actually supposed to be debuting. He's supposed to be good. The first, second Dynamite.
Know what that is? Know what this all is? They're setting it up. That's going to be a feud now because Matt Hardy goes, I'm bullshit now. I'm like Chris Jericho. Oh, Jay Lethal came in and people thought he was legit. Oh, let me get the Jay Lethal rub.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. We got to see also like his previous storylines, Dante Martin going in with Leo Rush. They had a few eliminations that they were okay. All of that. We got to see Powerhouse Hobbs with like Wardlow. That was cool. Like the both of them, of course, the biggest, like our strongest man in the thing.
Hobbs getting eliminated and Wardlow and all them. Like it should have came down. You knew MJF was going to be in the finals again. And that's why this whole battle royal to me is just so lame. I mean, I did like how you saw when it was Dante Martin and Ricky Starks and MJF, and then you thought, okay, because Taz was on commentary, he's like, oh, we got this. It'll be Team Taz winning this thing 100%. But then Dante Martin dumps Ricky Starks, and then he throws off the band like, screw you. It was all a scam all along. So he's back with Leo Rush and everything. So you see that, his joining Team Taz didn't last very long. So we see how that storyline turned out. So, now we know who's in the finals. MJF leaves the ring, and then immediately, they jump Dante Martin, start beating them up.
Yeah, so this was not like, it's the fact that MJ has been in the final 3 years in a row. It's okay, but like you never done anything really meaningful with the diamond ring. Like he uses it to beat up people, but outside of that, what's the price? Do you get a championship match? Do you become like maybe you can get like a championship match near in the future, or like like a Money in the Bank? Anything? No, it's just like the diamond ring that MJF keeps winning year by year. Like you said, 3 years. They have this thing. 3 years with MJF. So this was like a pretty flat start for Dynamite, and then of course this is gonna make it even worse. Just because, like right here, CM Punk made the safe. If it's worth it for a lot of people, like he did the GTS on like also Ricky Starks. That's fine because it seems that Ricky Starks is actually good and ready to wrestle. Because remember, he almost like broke his neck, so that was something to mention. But like this was just bad. Of course, like we had Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. I'm sorry, and we had against
the Jurassic Express.
Yeah, the Jurassic Express, and we had also the members of the Acclaim, we had Ever Rise. This was just flat for me again because FTR and Lucha Bros are like just the ones going for the title. So this is why do you have an 8-man tag? Paul, this is lazy booking, right? You enjoy this is how like the way that it used to be before, and that's why we don't like it. And in the end, Jungle Boy got the win of the members, the Acclaim. Do we really care about this? The part that is really bad is that Christian is outside with them. He gives them advice and then he leaves. It's like, why do you need advice to beat these losers?
Yeah, I think the AEW is almost like WWE in the sense where they signed everybody. And I think this time next year, their roster is going to be a lot smaller. I think they're going to just be releasing these guys. Say, hey, if you want to go back to Vince and them, go to TNA, go here, go there, go to Japan, go wherever you want, because it's like they can't use all these guys, these 8-man tag matches. They don't do anything for anybody in the match. Nobody gets over. Nobody cares about this. You have 2.0 out there, Eddie Kingston, all this stuff going on. It's such a clusterfuck. And again, we're how far into the show, and every segment has been, it's been pretty bad. Maybe you like a certain thing or two, but overall, this whole show hasn't been.
The show on this particular episode of this particular day was not too good, and and I mean we're gonna give it a pass because this has been like so many good weeks that it's been good. It's been actually decent. So hey, you can have a bad one. You're not gonna have an A show every single time. You can go back to maybe you're like, Tony Khan best booker in the business, Wes. We'll see, but it wasn't that good. Tell me a little bit about, you said like the 30 seconds that like FTR did, like that's the best thing, and they're going to be challenging the Lucha Bros one more time on Rampage. I don't know why they will have this type of match, the meaning, the significance of this on just Rampage. But like I think they're trying to do that to get people to watch it because nobody really watches that.
Oh, did they say it was Rampage? I almost thought it was going to be.
It's not Dynamite, it's Rampage.
Oh, I almost thought it was going to be at the Winter is Coming thing. I thought they were going to maybe postpone it. Hopefully, they do something like that and get it on that show. You know, we already see that that's going to be a stacked show. I mean, I think this match should be on it, but you know, you have the picture right here, so here it is. I mean, I really wish that, you know, they do something, but this was a great promo. They said, we beat you guys each and every time we faced each other. You faced us one time, you beat us in a fluke, you pinned the illegal man, and now you're running away from us. Now you don't want to face us, and I don't know what you think, Juan. I know the one thing you will agree with me is their title reign hasn't been that spectacular.
No.
It hasn't been that good, but you know, I think FTR is the hottest team right now. Everybody is agreeing they're the best tag team in the entire wrestling business. I think you got to put the belts on.
No, you need to. You need to, just because, again, also, you just said it. The title is not, the reign has not been good.
And with other stuff, you know, Phoenix is injury prone, and he also apparently has a lot of heat because he's cocky, he's stiff, he don't give a shit about his opponent.
He doesn't apologize when he messes up. I've never heard that before. And, you know, even in Triple Mania, FTR beat him with the help of Vicky Guerrero at that time, you know. So, yeah, it is. If you're going to do better things with those titles, you need to put them on FTR because, like you said, they're the hottest thing ever. Like, they're trying with, like, the Express. They're trying to go in the past. Like, they're using some tactics or some ways of talking and everything from, like, the previous tag teams in the Golden Era. They will be a better idea because, again, the Lucha Bros, I don't know what it is. They got those titles, but it never really became meaningful for them, you know. So moving on, Paul. This was also bad because of the Young Bucks going against Murata. No, not Murata. With like Muta, and also we have Chucky.
Oh no, it was Ricky Romero.
Ricky Romero and Chucky, and going against like the Young Bucks. And that's because these guys, they're having a feud, and also Orange Cassidy is involved. Adam Cole was on the outside. The Young Bucks, you know, of course, like this, you love this.
No.
You love this. This is like, you know, really annoying a lot of people. A lot of people complain about the booking of Adam Cole. You know, Undisputed Era, and then this is really questionable. I mean, we'll see what they do, really, but in the end, you know, the Young Bucks got the win. And then Panama Sunrise for like Orange Cassidy. Why? Because like the main feud right here is they want Adam Cole to go against Orange Cassidy. They just get the other members involved. Why? Because it's just they have to feature everybody on the show. And in that capacity or in that light, Trent Barretta's back. I mean, he's awesome, you know, as a wrestler. Unfortunately, he's injury prone too, like you mentioned. They had to have the mom. Okay, we got to go back to those days of AEW. And I mean, the music was good, and finally the whole team is reunited. They needed it, I guess, to go to war with the Young Bucks. But what do you think?
I mean, honest opinion, this all sucks. Trent coming back is cool because he is a good wrestler, but he's in a group with a bunch of joke losers. So, I mean, Rocky Romero's great. You know, he's awesome. I feel bad for him, too, being in this group. Him and Trent should be a tag team. That would be badass. But, you know, he comes back to these guys. I would love to see Trent and Adam Cole one-on-one in a serious environment. But we're seeing them here with a bunch of losers. The Young Bucks, same thing. A bunch of joke morons. This sucks. And, again, we're over an hour into this show, and I've pretty much... I don't want to say I hated every second of it, but I really haven't enjoyed it, and you haven't heard us say that about Dynamite in a while.
Exactly. So, you know, we're gonna see like Adam Cole and Wheeler Yuta. We're gonna see them on Rampage.
And you know what? Adam Cole in NXT would have beat Wheeler Yuta in 3 minutes. Adam Cole in AEW is gonna go to almost a 10-minute match with Wheeler Yuta.
It is true. It is true. I mean, it is true because, like you said, in NXT, Adam Cole had a different light. They knew how to get the best of Adam Cole. Adam Cole addressed this to like a lot of fans because it's not only us. There's a lot of people that are saying, "What the fuck? What happened?" You know, legitness, Undisputed Era, like probably the best heel, one of the best, even not the best NXT champion of all time. What's going on? He said, "Don't worry, let him let time go by. There's other guys that need to get their time, you know." But like for now, he's going to be in bullshit storyline. So we're gonna have to wait. You know, it is what it is.
You can do serious stuff that's in the mid card. You don't have to. You don't have to only be serious if you're main event. You can still be serious in the mid card. That's what this company doesn't understand. That's
the one thing that, like I said, they're not doing it right, and I agree with you. So, like we have Ruby Soho, she gets attacked by Penelope and also by the Bunny. So we got to see Tay Conti and also Anna Jay making the save. And of course, what is this, Paul? We need a women's match, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yay! We're gonna see that on Rampage. So, this is just like they're gonna still trying to the TBS Championship and all of that. So it makes sense, but again, these girls like feature at the same time. I don't know how legit this feels for every single one of you, but for us, it didn't mean a lot. This is the best part, the icing on the cake for Paul, because Cody Rhodes all of a sudden gets a TNT Championship opportunity next week with Sammy Guevara. And he's like, oh, well, Tony Khan just confirmed we're good. So he leaves, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, okay. And then nobody else can just reserve an opportunity. What about Miro? He needs a rematch. That would be even better. But now, even worse, we get to see also Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, and they say, well, he gets the matches. Well, we are better, but we don't get anything. So this was very confusing also. But I feel that like if Cody loses, then he will finally turn heel, because winter is coming. They're going to do a whole thing on there. So I feel that that's going to be the situation where he finally turns heel.
Yeah, and he almost went. The one thing I did like is, Cody at this point now, he's screwing with the fans. He's doing everything to make it so. He's like, oh, one good guy to another, and they kind of do old school where they have a heel tunnel and a babyface tunnel. And Cody came out the one tunnel, and he goes to walk past Guevara to go through the heel tunnel. He stops, turns around and goes through the babyface tunnel again. So he's playing it up. So that's good. Because Cody as a heel is a hell of a lot better than a babyface.
Yeah, he was good, better.
And he was better. It's like Roman Reigns. I don't think he won't be nowhere near as over as Roman is now, but he'll be a lot more over than he is as a babyface. But I mean, this was just, again, people keep getting interrupted, and that is just so annoying when it's every single segment back to back to back to back. Everybody's getting interrupted. Then Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, who have been presented like losers, get interrupted. You lost a 10-man tag match. Why do you get a TNT Championship match?
Yes, exactly. And I'm sorry, but Dark and Elevation are not even means to consider.
No.
I'm not even, the things that I would consider to actually give it a war anybody with a championship opportunity. So Thunder Rosa, she had a promo with Jay Cargill. That's going to be the semifinals for the TBS Championship. So hopefully, in this situation, maybe if they're going to go with Thunder, she needs a championship because, again, she's really that good. She's that over. She needs to get something. If they're going to go with a heel, they go with Jade, but I mean, I would much rather Thunder Rosa maybe be in the inaugural. I don't know, Ruby Soho, maybe a babyface, just because we have a heel in Britt Baker, and she's not going to lose the championship anytime soon. And you talk about this, Paul, because Riho had a match against Hayter, Jamie Hayter, and I mean, the match was good, but again, Riho is just like so light. It's just unbelievable to believe that like she actually hit something. When she hit the coup de grace, I was like, really? This is like a 5-year-old hitting something on like a 30-year-old.
Yeah, and there's no reason for it when you see somebody like Kairi Sane, who, as she's small, but at least when she hits you, it looks like she's throwing all her might into it. It might not hurt, but at least it looks like she's really.
And you believe that there's power behind the move.
Exactly,
so
but
here there's not.
No, this was bad, and the fact that Riho was already the number one contender, already has the title match booked. You knew she wasn't going to lose here. You knew she was going to go strong into the pay-per-view, but to beat Jamie Hayter, I mean, great shot there with the cake, but to beat Jamie Hayter, it's like it kills all her credibility because she's a monster. To me, I thought, okay, she's going to beat Riho, no problem, and you set up the feud, and then you have Jamie Hayter. She should be the one to challenge Britt Baker after Riho. And then I think, then after Jamie Hayter, then give me Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker.
Yeah. But, no, it should be, yeah.
Yeah, you have Jamie Hayter loses here. I mean, was the match good? Yeah, it definitely wasn't bad, but I just don't, when you go to the size thing visually, you look at what you're seeing, the fact that Riho kicked out of everything was just it's
not good. And also, like, Jamie Hayter is like you said, she's a good wrestler, but she never wins. The same thing they did with like Ruby Soho, the same they did with anybody that is pushing against Britt Baker. They go through like Hayter like it's nothing.
Yep.
So, and like, what about Reva? She can wrestle every now and then.
Isn't she supposed to be? Yeah, I hate to use this comparison, but isn't she supposed to be the Diesel? Isn't she supposed to be the strongest person at ringside?
Yeah. So like, she should actually at least win every now and then. Yeah. So they pull Reva sometimes. And it's fine. I mean, I don't think Britt Baker's going to lose that championship to Riho. No. It will be unbelievable if she's the one. I will actually everything that is being going forward and in this women's division, that is not allowed.
No, there's no way. The only person in this company who's taken an offer is Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa, like you said, hopefully, or like I don't even Soho couldn't. So you're right. So like let me remember. Let's go to like the next match that we're gonna see on Rampage, the debut of Hook going against Fuego del Sol. Who cares about this? If this has to open Rampage, there needs to be like 3 minutes.
I think a lot of people, will want to see this because everybody is like keeps making fun of Hook. When's he gonna wrestle? When's he gonna wrestle? So I'm not saying this is gonna be big numbers, but I think people are gonna want to see this, whether it's for the joke or not. But
it's for the debut. You're right. He's actually
all jokes aside. I am hoping he's good because Taz was good. I'm sure Taz trained him. Everything. So I am looking forward to it, but Fuego del Sol, it's like
DDTs, Tornado DDT Mania. That's what we're good for, and then the 3 of them and still kicks out. That's how it's gonna be. So like remember, like for the Diamond Final, it's gonna be MJF down the Mario. We already mentioned this. This is gonna be Winter is coming. This is gonna be next week. This is gonna be good. And see, they knew that the show needed to be good, and they added the final bout, like you said, Paul. They needed a few matches. Hikaru Shida going against Serena Deeb. This is gonna be great. And here, Serena needs to get another win because she's the stronger heel. Hikaru, after the title that she lost, she has not been able to be featured regularly on Dynamite. She hasn't been able to get in like a good program. But this is the first time that without the title, she's meaningful. She's relevant for me.
Oh yeah, this is something where you see how they booked this feud, how they just had a match, and then you had like an attack after the match that actually meant something, not like when you did it the other 90 times when it meant nothing, and how this led to a feud, and how both women were serious in the feud, and it's actually something we want to see. That's how you do it. It's not that hard. If you can do it once, you can do it 1,000 times.
Yes.
This is good. I'm looking forward to this. I love the video package. I love the promo cut by Serena Deeb. She said, I have 1,000 ways to make you scream, make you tap out. So this is great. I'm looking forward to this. I'd love to see Serena win. And then, maybe you do another match. I don't know. Or then Serena goes after, let's say, if, Thunder Rosa or Ruby Soho, one of them wins the championship. That would be a perfect first opponent.
It will be absolutely fantastic. So now, Paul, let's go with like almost the main event because Malachi Black all of a sudden decides to attack, Julia Hart. Julia Hart.
Blonde. Yeah.
She was like with like the blondes. She was like with Garrison and also with like Brian Pillman Jr. And all of a sudden, Malachi Black shows up and he spills like the myths. I don't know, Paul. For me, that killed Malachi Black because you got to lower yourself to do this stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
If you would have had Brian Pillman Jr., he lost to MJF. No big deal. MJF is the star. Brian Pillman Jr. beats up a couple jobbers, some mid-card guys, whatever, no problem. He's still hot. He's still relevant. Okay, maybe TNT Championship, something. This guy, we like him. No, they put him back in the tag team. It's like, if he would have been a singles competitor, you gave him a bunch of wins, and then you're going to feud him with Malachi, that might be okay. But again, Malachi should have came in. He should have been kicking everybody's fucking head off. He should have been a star. And he should be the one, maybe in line. Whoever wins, Danielson and Hangman, I'm coming. But this guy, he was booked immediately against Cody. It was a shit feud. He was in a partner with Andrade, who is dead on arrival. Nobody cares about Andrade in this company. And this guy now feuding with a tag team, completely done.
Done. No, I agree with you. Like they
would have been better off in WWE when they were gonna feud him with Big E. That would have been better than this.
I mean, like you said, like the feud with Cody should have just ended like with him standing tall, and then like you said, maybe somebody else, like another baby face. I'm now going like these tag teams. No, thank you. I'm done with that. So let's move on to like the main event. And it's John Silver going against Bryan Danielson. This was like good. Over like the guy same size, and Bryan Danielson is a good wrestler, and Silver is not bad. It's just the size that like people make fun of, but it was decent. And in the end, a few times, John Silver got almost like the opportunity to pull the upset. But Bryan Danielson was going to get the win. He was cutting a promo about like how he's beating everybody from the Dark Order. And then he starts like stomping like in the face against the Silver. And Hangman Page shows up. And he just says that he's going to like unleash the cowboy shit on Bryan Danielson and Winter is coming. This is decent, but decent at most. The feud never really took off for me. They didn't make it that special. They didn't have like more words, at least for me.
I'm honestly shocked that they want to push it so quick. I don't think Danielson's going to win. I think this will be a good match. I wanted to see Danielson beat every single member of the Dark Order. You know, there's still how many more guys? There was no reason you couldn't have somehow prolonged this to the pay-per-view. You know, maybe Danielson needs to get one more big win. Maybe some guy, again, gets a bunch of wins. Danielson, I don't give a shit who you said. You're beating up a bunch of jobbers en masse. You're not beating up anybody important. I beat these people. You know, should go against Hangman. Then he has that match. Okay, he beat him. Now he's the definite number one contender. He's going after Hangman. I mean, he won the tournament and everything, so that's obviously the main thing. But it's just, I don't know. It's too soon.
Too quick. It's too quick, and it's not really It's not getting into that boiling point.
I wish you could have done some kind of booking thing, something to just kind of stretch it out a little bit, maybe to the next pay-per-view. Because it feels too soon.
Even they could have done it like they used to do with Omega, that he will have tag matches, and that was like how you feature your champion against the number one contender.
That I don't like. To me, that's bullshit. WWE.
Well, I mean, if you want to stretch it out, you gotta make it somehow, though. And for this, like you said, it's about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, not even from the pay per view. So that's why it's like, it's too soon. We don't really feel that it's a boiling point between the two. The rivalry is there, but like you said, the members of the Dark Order are right there also. So it's just knowing that Danielson is not going to win.
The way to stretch it out is you have Bryan Danielson have a match, he cuts a promo. That's it. The following week is when you hear Hangman, did you hear what Bryan Danielson had to say last week? Blah, blah, blah. What do you have to say? Oh, he's fucking blah, 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 this and that and everything else. That's when he cuts his promo. You don't always have to do the face-to-face back and forth every week. You can do that maybe 1 week, to really hype it up. But that's kind of how you prolong it. But I do think this match is going to be good. And, whether we think stuff, matches, feuds, whatever, are booked too soon, this is going to be a stacked card. This, I think, will be good, and it should hopefully redeem from the stink.
Yeah, it needs to redeem from this one that we just watched. So, family, thank you so very much to every single one of you again for the love, because we keep growing, and we're so excited because better things is coming for 2022. Thanks to every single one of you, and don't forget to keep subscribing, hit the bell for notifications, and also give the video a like so more people are exposed to the original Rope Break. And where else can they find us, Paul?
And guys, make sure you follow us on all of our social medias. Rope Break on Facebook, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, and Spotify. And of course, right here on YouTube, the home of the number one podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
And you and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is...